Snow, a not so common sight in Vancouver, but it may become more common in the following years because greenhouse gas emissions are increasing. These gas emissions do not only come from cars, planes, and factories, but are also coming from an unexpected place. The Arctic. This is because the ice in the Canadian Arctic is melting, and as the ice melts, it releases harmful greenhouse gases, mainly methane and nitrous oxide. Researchers here at UBC's Department of Earth and Ocean Science recently went to the Arctic and measured the release of these gases.
And basically, we're concerned about them because the ocean regulates the gases that are in the atmosphere. And methane in the ocean is actually a source of both methane and nitrous oxide.
Usually, when heat from the sun hits the Earth, some of the heat is reflected back and out of the Earth's atmosphere. But when you add greenhouse gases, these gases trap heat in the Earth's atmosphere, much like an actual greenhouse. This causes the Earth to get warmer, which also means more gas is released from the ocean. So you may be asking, why are these gases bad? Well, methane and nitrous oxide are of big concern because methane is 84 times more potent than CO2, and nitrous oxide damages the ozone layer. And in the battle against climate change, the ozone layer is our first line of defense. It helps protect us from the sun's harmful UV rays. You can think of it as the Earth's version of sunscreen. Researchers went to different parts of the Canadian Arctic and found that methane and nitrous oxide levels were being released much quicker because of the ice melting. Now, you might be asking, how does this tie in with more snow in Vancouver? Well, it has to do with something called the jet stream. The jet stream is essentially a boundary between the cold polar air up north and the warmer tropical air down south. We also interviewed another lead researcher on the expedition, Dr. Philip P. Tortel, who will go into more detail about the jet stream.
And that change in the gradient has really influenced things like the jet stream, which is a major current of air. And it's deviations in the jet stream that create unusual conditions. So when the jet stream gets a little bit weaker, because the temperature gradient is weaker, we tend to see more extreme events where we have things like Arctic air masses that push further south than they normally would.
Thank you for watching. And remember, climate change is not a thing that is yet to happen. It is happening, and we are experiencing its consequences.
Knowledge